Hello, I'm going to be taking a look at the Star Wars Legion BARC Troopers, or BARC Speeder bike, for the Clone Wars expansion. So this is a single speeder bike plus all the components you need to play with it in Star Wars Legion. Let's see what we get in the box. Get a tray that is upside down. Interesting. Okay, so we get the tray with the plastic components, and we also get card and paper parts. Let's just have a look at what's in here. So, get your standard speeder base. Got the lugs at the front and rear for measurement, and it's got the arcs of fire engraved there in a delightful taupe. And then you get 3 bags. So 2 bags contain our crew and 1 contains the actual speeder itself, which is in many components. Unlike the ones you get in the starter set, this is not pre-glued in any way, so you have to build it from the ground up. Components are clipped off the sprues already. It is hard plastic though, so you can see where they've clipped it off at the rear. It's actually quite smooth. Won't take much filing to get that flush. Clipped it at the front as well. It's a bit rougher. That one will need a bit of trimming. But the components are nicely detailed, fairly crisp. Got a little clear perspex flight stand. I won't go through every single bit. There are all the components you require, all in hard plastic, so it's just where they've clipped it off the sprues. You'll need to have a look at that and trim them down before you glue them. As to our crew, these come in 2 separate bags, and each bag should be a complete trooper. They are PVC plastic, so different material from the speeder itself. Again, nice detail. Slight seam line running up the side of the leg and body, but almost negligible. You could probably get away with just priming that, because cleanup on PVC is a little bit more irritating than hard plastics. Helmet goes on. There's actually a round lug on that. There's a slight, it feels like there's a slight kink in it to have the head sitting in a specific direction, but I can't see with my naked eye, but I can feel it clicking. It wants to sit in there. Comes with 2 handlebars and 2 arms. Again, these should be relatively specific. There's an annoying one. Half moon slides up and under. This is our pilot. I won't bother putting his arms on, or his hands rather. In fact, there's a bit of the sprue gate on this one is actually the connection point, so that would need to be trimmed down before you try and force it into that wrist socket. Yeah, nice clone trooper. One of the, I think he's a phase 2, starting to get the more rounded stormtrooper look to the helmet. His companion comes in the second bag. He's in a few more parts, and it looks like there are options here. So we'll get 2 torsos and only 1 set of legs. Pop this one on. It looks like this torso is for the gun. I'm not sure which type of rocket launcher it is. See if I can get it. There we go. Neatly fits together like that. You can see there's a bit of a warp on the rear of the missile launcher. So this will need to be straightened out with a bit of hot water to get it to be true. There are 2 helmets though, which is nice, because with these locking joints, these lugs being so large and the tolerances on them are very, very good. It means you could paint both, and depending on the game you're playing, you can actually swap in or swap out. So you're not stuck with a specific pilot, or, well, in this case, co-pilot. The other one has a set of, looks like handles. I'm sure we'll find out what those are for in a moment. So let's have a look at the paper components. We get the full build assembly, 2 weapon options for the actual BARC itself, our pilot, and then our side gunner. Full assembly on the inside. This one's a little more complicated than others. And then there's a component list. Now, it does have the rule for arsenal, cover, fixed front, so on and so forth. So all the specific speeder rules are in the FFG online rulebook. No new ones specifically for this speeder though. Token wise, let's have a look. Get your standard tokens. So we've got our vehicle tokens for damage, immobilized, weapon, hit points, our aim and our dodge, ion token, and our activation token for support. And here we have our actual card. So weapon keywords, fixed front. So the defender has to be in the front arc to be hit. And then our actual stat line. So for 75 points, you get 1 support speeder. It has Arsenal 2, so while attacking, each mini in the unit can use up to 2 of its weapons. Cover 1, speeder 1. Nothing particularly unusual there. It does have a red dice in defense, which is excellent compared to other speeders we've seen from the Empire later on. Generally only have white. And 5 health and 3 courage. Surges are only on the attack dice, turning surges into hits. And it has a fixed front blaster cannon, 3 range, and 1 of each coloured dice. And obviously the side arms for the pilot and his gunner if you need to. Only 2 upgrades available. So we'll have a look and see what we get as far as these upgrades go. We actually get 3 potentials for each. So we'll have very quickly look at the comms upgrade. So it can be issued with a comms jammer if you want to disrupt your opponent. Get a linked targeting array. Actually, you get 2 of the same linked targeting array. So handy if you've got something else that would benefit from this already. You gain target 1. After you're issued an order, you gain 1 aim token. That's excellent. I like that a lot, especially because it can be used with emplacement troopers or vehicles. So there's an awful lot of heavy weapons out there would benefit from that. I'm thinking about my E-Web blaster. So for our pilot upgrades, we have 3. First thing is the ion gunner. So 3 black and 1 white dice. Reduces your max speed from 3 to 2. Impact of 1 against armor, and ion 1 against vehicles or droids. So very good for disrupting. That in combo with the comms jammer, you could really hamper an opponent's support options. Our second choice would be our RPS 6. So a red, black and a white. Again, range 2 to 4, so it has a minimum, which is important to remember because you're always going to be moving with speeders. Reduce your maximum speed by 1. You get impact 2 against armor, and you change hits to crits. So very specifically anti-armor. And last but by no means least, the twin laser gunner. So this is your sort of cheap upgrade for a bit of suppressing fire. 2 black and 2 white dice up to range 3. Reduce your maximum speed by 1, and that's it really. So fixed front. Oh, I just noticed the RPS gunner is not fixed front. So he, unlike the ion and laser gunner, can actually spin around and shoot behind them if you happen to go past, which could be very handy if somebody's got armor to the front but not to the rear as well. So there you have it. That is the BARC Speeder for the clone troopers in Fantasy Flight Games Star Wars Legion.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.